Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody. Let me just put my camera on. Welcome everybody. My name is Duncan Wood. For anybody that's new on the call, we have quite a few people on the call tonight and there's still more coming on. I'd like to welcome you. I'm calling you from North Wales here in the UK. Just to give you a brief background about myself, I started off life as a builder. I used to run my own construction company many years ago. That led me to, first of all, multi-level marketing. And then I veered towards more to internet marketing, being very successful with various companies, but also, like a lot of people, being let down by so many companies, I don't want to mention them. Unfortunately, a lot of the good companies I made some serious money with aren't around today. And that's one of the reasons that attracted me to this company you're about to hear about today, Cloud Token. And especially the guy that's behind it. So I'm going to run through a presentation. All I would say to you is, if you've anything like me, if you've experienced some bad experience in the past, put it behind you for one night, take some notes, pay attention, and don't take this lightly. This is probably the best business you're ever likely to see in your lifetime. I've never seen anything quite like this. So welcome everybody new. I'm just going to stop my video and share my screen and we shall get started. And we do have a guest, hopefully he'll be on later, Luigi, who will be coming on later tonight. Okay, just bear with me a second. If somebody could just tell me.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
That's fine,
yeah,
yes.
Looks fine.
Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to Cloud Token. Cloud Token is an app that you can download to your phone, and it's a place where you can store crypto. I know a lot of people store crypto in all sorts of wallets. Problem is you don't earn from it. Here is a wallet where you can store your crypto, exchange it, earn every day, and spend what you're earning and withdraw your funds when you're required to. So let me just go through. We're going to go through the origins of Cloud Token, the benefits of Jarvis and AI trading, how to accumulate CTOs quickly, and the current and future technology. First of all, I just want to go through a list of rules that I would advise everybody, not just involved in crypto, but in any business. First thing is full visibility of the owners. If you've been involved, like I have in the past, because something looked good and you didn't know who was behind it, ask yourself this question: is that company still around today? You do need full visibility of the owners. You also need full visibility of the tech team. Now, if you want to see the tech team behind Cloud Token, go to the website and look at the whole team. They're all on there, everything about them. Do your own research. I really would recommend it. You also need full visibility of the project offering, what it is and how it's to be sold. What does this project have that would create mass adoption and almost guarantee success? With any business, if it's a business that's got a short-term lifespan, you really want something that the masses want to adopt and everybody needs and wants. If the investment is in crypto, then full visibility of the funds, where they are on the blockchain. No selling, as Tim says, into a shit coin. We've all been or experienced or seen the people that have invested into ICOs and coins, and a lot of those people have lost their money because they didn't do the research first that you need to do with anything to do with crypto. Full visibility of your funds that you invest, and then if you change your mind, you want to be able to withdraw those funds immediately. How many times have you been involved in a company where they control your funds? They have your funds, and also they control your commissions. And often we've all experienced it in the past where suddenly things happen, things change, and you can't access any of your money. You also need full access to remove your funds, as I said, 24/7. and you need a proven track record of everyone currently involved in the project. Value-added services and products, it's no good just having a one-trick pony. You need something that is here and other additional products and services going to be added on. If all the criteria are met, then my advice is yes, go ahead with the investment. Whilst success is not guaranteed, it's certainly worth dipping your toe in. There's one other thing that rule that I add to this. I only look at any business where people can earn money without recruiting. It's very important to me because a lot of people struggle where you have to recruit to make any money. If you can show somebody a system where they can make money without having to recruit, what happens psychologically, they just go and automatically tell people without the need to sell anything to anybody. They actually just end up recruiting more people, and the fact is that they can actually show that they're making money without recruiting. So who's behind this company, Cloud Token? First of all, what I would say is go and do your own research and go and look up Ronald AI. He's totally accessible on Facebook, LinkedIn, and you can go back 25 years on his background. I have done my research, and this is the one thing that really motivates me about this company, is the guy behind it. I just want to give you some idea. Ronald has been an entrepreneur for over 25 years. In his early career, he successfully built several online businesses and developed new technologies for social media, payments, mobile wallets, mobile phones, telecommunication systems, games, and blockchain technologies. And many of these he's created patents for. Ronald is Chinese. He, from a 5-year-old kid, he worked with his father under his father's supervision. And when he was only 15 years old, when PC computers were just gaining popularity, he was invited to write the first version of the antivirus software for DOS. When he was 19, in 6 months, he developed an online social networking system that reached over 350,000 members in a short period of time. And this system was subsequently sold to a Malaysian company. So together with his team, he built recently, sorry, I meant to put that slide up. He built recently the BitBeta system, which is basically fourth generation technology. Now you can see on this first slide here on the left that Ronald won last year the Innovative Blockchain Project of the Year at the World Blockchain Forum in Shenzhen on November the 1st, 2018. Now this blockchain forum is it's a showcase really for the world to show people innovation in blockchain, and Ronald won the top award in this. Now, as I said to you, he developed BitBeta system, which is fourth generation technology. I just want to give you some idea of how sophisticated this system is that he developed himself. We've all heard of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was launched in 2009. Problem is, Bitcoin's a bit like gold. You know, we'd all love to have some gold. Problem is with gold and Bitcoin and generally cryptocurrencies is their usability in the real world. As an example, Bitcoin is very slow. So if you wanted to use Bitcoin as an example to pay for a cup of coffee, you'd wait there probably an hour, sometimes hours, just to wait for the transaction to go through. So Bitcoin is slow. It's great for storing and it's great for an asset, but not for really usable in the real world. Now, Generation 2 was when they developed Ethereum. This speeded it up to 11 transactions per second. Just to give you an example, Bitcoin is about 7 transactions per second. So Ethereum was developed to speed things up. And then Generation 3 was XRP, Ripple. That increased transaction speed up to 2,000 transactions per second. If you compare that with, as an example, Visa and MasterCard can actually transact 6,500 approximately transactions per second. Well, all these systems are flawed with one major problem. The more people that use them, the slower the system gets. And Ronald decided to think out of the box and decided to do something about it. And that's what he has developed, basically fourth generation technology. Basically, the simplest way of putting it is the more people that use his system, the faster the transaction gets. Currently, we have over 8,500 members. So right now, basically, people using Cloud Token transact 22,500 transactions per second with the amount of people we have today. So imagine what that's going to be like in 2 or 3 months or years. We can literally, this has just opened up the door to totally change the way we transact money, and especially through mobile. So hope that gives you a bit of an idea about the guy behind it. The company was officially launched in Bangkok back on May the 12th, 2019. And you can see some of the major high-profile people on the stage. One of them was Jimmy Rogers, an American businessman and financial commentator. You can often see him on the TV or internet giving advice. His expertise is mainly in crypto, in blockchain technology. And ask yourself this: is a guy like this going to be talking about a company like Cloud Token if it was not here to stay, or if he did not believe in the technology that was behind it? Jim Rogers is an expert on blockchain. It's worth listening to his speech at that conference, which was recorded. Now, every company has a timeline. This is really their roadmap for success or what they're about to do. The problem is most companies don't actually, they kind of state on their white paper of what they intend to do. But the problem is a lot of people have invested in companies that intend to do what their roadmap says, but they don't actually achieve it. So you end up throwing your money away. One thing I can tell you with this company, everything that I'm showing you is developed and up and either running or it's about to be launched. So obviously the company launched in May, the official launch, Jarvis and the AI launch, the launch of the Cloud Token wallet, the release of the concept and the document on the Cloud Token wallet. And then in June, they launched Jarvis with Vroom. Basically, Vroom was added, and that makes millions of profit every hour. It's a unique triangular arbitrage trading algorithm system, basically, that looks and checks trades using triple pair trading. Now, this is also unique to this company. Many other companies do arbitrage trading, but they're only trading literally two separate companies. This company has actually developed, or Ronald, I should say, triangular trading, first ever company to develop that kind of system. So additional products will be added, like HAL, which is another trading system. And in September, the launch of the official cloud news channels, the launch of Friday. Friday is basically a separate system for what they call the whales, the wealthy people with accounts of over 3 to 5 million. The great thing is these people will help benefit us as they will pay, and the profits from that will go into the pool. Cloud Token version 2 is going to be launched in September. The main office, the KL office, and the support will be opened, and you'll also be able to see 24/7 live trading, so you can actually see the trading whenever anybody wants to. Complete transparency here. So the company have an opening party for 10,000 people, and then in November the debit card based payment solution is launched. That is a MasterCard, mainly for the higher C1s upwards, but that is coming hopefully for everybody. And then this is very exciting. This is what I love. Crypto to fiat solution is launched. That is going to allow people to exchange their crypto to fiat. Now, if you're not sure what I mean by fiat, that's traditional money, sterling, dollars. whichever country you are familiar with. You can change any of the cryptos into what we call real money. And then there's a global e-commerce partners announced. The companies that they've announced so far that they have contracts with is Travelocity, which is holidays, airlines, car hire, where you can actually spend the tokens that you're earning and exchange it for holidays, airlines, and many other companies coming on. And then the merchant network, POS systems launching, and growing e-commerce partners, and more partners coming on board. So all of these systems that I'm telling you about are already developed and up and ready to launch. So what we have basically is, on one side you are earning, and it's all very well earning, but if it is no good if you can't spend. So on the other side we have a facility to be able to spend those CTOs as you're earning them. Okay, so how does Cloud Token work for us? Well, first of all, you deposit your Bitcoin or crypto in the Super Wallet. If there's anybody new that is unfamiliar with crypto, just get back to the person that has introduced you. It's quite simple, really. It's not that complicated. It's only complicated if you complicate it. Once you've exchanged exchanged or bought some crypto, it's only like, to me, if you're going on holiday, what you need, dollars or euros, wherever you're going, you're literally just exchanging whatever currency you have into the currency where you want to go. It's exactly the same with purchasing Bitcoin. Once you've bought that, you literally transfer it, hold it in your what we call Super Wallet. There's 2 wallets on the app. Once your money has arrived in your wallet, you select the project and click Jarvis and then agree to the terms and conditions. Then you are loaning your crypto to the Jarvis, which is trading for you using arbitrage trading with full transparency, 24 access to your funds and removal of your funds. Jarvis funds are being traded on 32 currently crypto exchanges, and these are all fully insured exchanges. And there are over 200 Jarvis bots running. All exchanges that your coins are traded on, as I said, are fully insured against hackers. So if, as an example, your funds were being traded that day and that company's account got hacked into, they are all insured. We won't use any exchanges that aren't fully insured. Jarvis trades daily with the balance of all crypto coins loaned to it. Currently, that trading is in excess of $600 million. Every day, the profit that the Jarvis makes goes into the reserve pool. Currently, that pool is between $6 and $20 million per day. Is made. Sorry. This is not a pay Peter by robbing Paul. You know, I've heard a lot of people comment saying that this is a Ponzi. Just by this alone, if you understand this, the only reason somebody would state that is because they really do not understand what's going on here. No money that you hold in your wallet is going to anybody. All that's happening is that money is being traded each day. It's always available to you to withdraw. All that's happening is you are earning exactly the same way as the banks have been doing for years. You know, if you deposit money into the bank, they're trading it every day. The only difference is they're keeping all the profit. So this is a system that is completely sustainable. Your money is available to take out at any time, no different than if you had funds in a high interest account and you needed to take that money out, you can take it out anytime you want. So you will receive between 6 and 12% monthly bonus, which is the CTOs, and they're paid to you directly daily. The average is about 10% a month. The price of the CTO reward token is derived from the amount of funds in the reserve pool multiplied by the number of CTOs in existence. So if people are cashing out the CTOs, that amount will reduce. If they are earning CTOs, in other words, the people are holding more funds in their account or there's new people coming in, the amount of CTOs is growing. So you just multiply the amount of funds held in the reserve pool multiplied by the number of CTOs actually in existence each day. Currently, we are over 20% of Binance's daily volume. We have 4 level 8, which is the highest level any trader can have with Binance, and 1 level 7 account. And currently the price of the CTO, it started when I first joined at 30 cents. Currently now it's 48.40 cents. That means that every single person who has CTOs held in their wallet can cash out today at that price, because that's how much money is in our reserve fund. So basically, here's the solution here. You know yourself, if you went to the bank tomorrow or if everybody decided to go to the bank tomorrow to withdraw their funds, the banks haven't got the money. In this system, the money is always there. If everybody decided to cash out their CTOs tomorrow, the money is there in that reserve pool. And just to let you know, the company do not have any access to that reserve pool. So how is Cloud Token performed? As I said to you, when it first started in May, the price of 1 CTO was 30 cents. That ended up at the end of May at 40.50. In June, it rose to 44.50. July 4.70, and currently the end of August we are at 48.40. That's over 60% increase. Now, a few people have said they haven't seen much of an increase recently, but I can tell you now, with what you're going to hear tonight and what's coming in the next month, 2 months, is you're going to see some massive growths in these cloud tokens. So the more you can accumulate now, you're going to benefit from what is about to come. This hasn't even begun yet. So the one key point I said is transparency. And the one thing I can tell you, you can go and connect with Ronald on Facebook and LinkedIn, and he is keeping everybody informed every day on what's going on, what's happening. And this just gives you some idea. These slides here of the transparency of the company. These are some of the accounts on Binance. As I said, in July on level 7. Just to give you an example, to get to level 8, you need to be trading 150 million BTC a month. That's 1.5 billion, and we have 4 level 8 accounts. This account here is used for withdrawals. So this shows you here the amount of funds that are held in withdrawals. And this slide on the right shows you that in the last few months, 40 million plus has been withdrawn. Now, he even shows us one day when a company, I'm not going to mention the name, but it's a company that was doing something similar to this, but it's nothing really like it. They didn't have anything in place that we have, and it certainly didn't attract me, and I know Tim definitely didn't want to have anything to do with this company, but that company went down. And because it went down, a lot of people who had invested money in or had money in their wallets in Cloud Token compared the two and thought the same thing was going to happen to this company. And you can see here on one day, $147 million was withdrawn. Now, also, you can see very quickly after that, a lot of the people that withdrew their money then started putting the money back because they realized they'd made a big mistake. But what I'm trying to point out on this slide is if everybody decided to withdraw their Cloud Tokens tomorrow, the money is always available. Okay, so we have a unique system. It's a fully automated AI trading system, and you can track all those trades. And I said, when the head office opens very shortly, you'll be able to see that live. There'll be live cameras continually showing the trades live feed. 100% transparency. This is a great system. It's basically partly up. Phase 1 is already done, where you can exchange a coin or Bitcoin as an example into Tether. But the second phase, we're just waiting for Apple and Android to accept the upgrades. Once they are accepted, then you can basically, this becomes an exchange where you can exchange one crypto to another. And as I said to you before, very soon we will have it where you can literally exchange crypto into fiat money. Now, that is major. That makes it so much easier. One of the biggest problems has been in the past in crypto, and crypto is just developing, is to make it easier for people to use it in what we call the real world. So that is a major development coming up soon. Now, as you know, you don't have to recruit anybody in this system, and you make money every day. But there is a massive benefit for referring people. Now, I just need to go through this disclaimer, this income disclaimer. We are not financial advisors. I am certainly not. I'm an ex-builder. The ideas presented are our experiences on how to profit in business, not financial advice. We're not a financial investment company. You are not investing in anything or buying anything. And we make no representations or guarantees of income. We never recommend to outlay more money than you can afford to lose. That is the same with any business. I don't care whether it's an online business or a traditional business. You never put in more money than you are prepared to lose. Don't rush into anything. Do your own research. Myself or any team members are not liable for any damages, expenses, or losses you may suffer from this information. And as with any business, your results may vary and will be based on your individual capacity, business experience, expertise, and level of desire. There are no guarantees concerning the level of success you may experience. Everybody's success really depends on their dedication, desire, and motivation. So really what we're saying here is your level of success often depends on the level of commitment, the amount of work and time that you are prepared to put into this. So how do you benefit? Well, you deposit your crypto into your account, into your wallet. And from that moment, as soon as you have switched on the artificial Jarvis AI trading, you start earning now 6 to 12% monthly paid every day in CTOs. You can withdraw or cancel any time. There's no contract. And I just want to give you here an example of 1,000 USD, either in Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of the other currencies. Basically, $1,000 of crypto will give you, you will be receiving around about 4 to 5 CTOs per day. So for every $1,000, you would be receiving 4 to 5 tokens per day. The account growth averages at 10% a month. So for $1,000, that's $100 a month. Now just take that into reality, because if you invested $1,000 or £1,000 or euros into any bank right now, what kind of return are you going to get? You'll be lucky if you make 1% a year. And taking into account, I've forgotten the word, it's gone out of my mind, but just compare that with $1,000 held in your wallet, which you can take out anytime, gives you $100 a month. The word I was thinking about was inflation. If you take into account inflation, you're probably not even making anything in the bank. So your account balance is adjusted daily. It's approximately $3.33 per day. Okay, so what's the benefits of sharing? This is really worth focusing on and understanding, because it is to your massive benefit just to tell people about this system. And that's what this company needs, is mass adoption now. They've got all the systems in place. The only thing that they require is you and more people. So you fund your wallet if you want to recruit with a minimum of $500. I would recommend, because of the fluctuations often in Bitcoin, you need at least about $600 just in case Bitcoin drops in value. You only need this minimum 500 USD if you are intending to recruit. If you're not, you can come in with less, but you don't benefit from introducing somebody that comes in with less than 500 until their account reaches $500. So you receive an average of 10% per month paid, as I said, in cloud tokens, and you get a 100% match bonus for any personally introduced members. So let's give you an example here. you introduce one person on level 1, you will receive 100% matching bonus. And if you introduce anybody on level 2, or that, let's say that person that you introduces somebody on your level 2, you receive a 50% match on anybody on level 2. And you can introduce as many people as you want personally, and for every person you introduce, that opens up another level, and you can actually open up down to 21 levels. So for every person you introduce, that opens up 1 level, the next person 2 levels, and so on. In actual fact, you only need 16 personally introduced members to qualify for receiving or opening up all 21 levels. So very simple system. I've never experienced a 100% match for everybody that you personally introduce, and that is paid daily. That is phenomenal. So just to give you an idea of how that actually works, let's give you an example. Let's say you've introduced your first person. That person comes in with $1,000. Remember, all they're doing is they are depositing $1,000 into their own wallet. They have access to that money to take it out at any time they want. And they're now receiving cloud tokens every day. And you receive 100% of what they receive daily, paid daily to you. So as an example, excuse me, $1,000 will give you $100 per month. If somebody, your second person, let's say they came in with 10,000, that means you will receive $1,000 match per month. And let's say the third person came in with 500, that's $50 a month. So on level 1, you've introduced 3 people totaling $1,150. Okay, let's say one of those people introduced somebody on your level 2 and they came in with 1,000. You pick up 50% matching bonus for that person. So if they came in with 1,000, that's $50 match on that person. And for any other person, if this person, as an example, came in with 500, that's $25 a month. Next person came in with 2,000, that's $100 a month. If you just take that as an example, level 1, you've got $1,150 a month. And on level 2, you've got, $175 a month. That is a total of $1,325 a month, which is equivalent to 2,737 CTOs at today's price of 0.4840 cents. Now, imagine if those tokens go up, you are now receiving more money. And as I said, that doesn't stop there. You can actually earn from below your second level from 3 to 21 levels, and you can pick up 5% bonus on all those levels. Now, there are levels also to achieve. You've probably all heard of them: C1, C2, C3, and C4. I am actually a C1. Hopefully we've got Luigi coming on in a second, and he is a C3, but we already have C4s and C5s, and this company is just over 4 months old. So what's the benefit of achieving, as an example, C1? Well, as a C1, you get basically an extra 5% on all the bonuses I've just mentioned. So as an example, level 1, you are on 100%, you're now on 105%. You get an extra 5% on your 50%, you're on 55%. And this is the exciting bit. You would normally get 5% on levels 3 to 21. Now that's doubled. That is a big difference there, and that you get paid daily on as well.
Hello, brother. Hello, buddy.
Just want to give you some idea of what that means in real terms. I currently receive in excess of about $200 a day. I achieved C1 I started actually on the 2nd of May and achieved C1 3 months later. Tim, my sponsor, he's been in slightly longer than me. He is very close now to getting to C2, but he actually currently receives over $600 a day. I know a C2 approximately receives about 2,000 to 5,000 a day. A C3, well, we're going to hear from a CT later, and he can actually tell us, but they're approximately receiving anything from 10,000 to 20,000 a day. C4s, 50,000 a day. C5s, over 100,000 a day. Absolutely incredible incomes, unbelievable incomes, especially when you have to remind yourself this is literally only months old. We haven't seen anything yet. What we are about to see in the next 2 or 3 months is unbelievable. So I just want to go through why should you join in Cloud Token. Well, this has big differences between anything else I've ever seen ever before. First of all, there's no packages to buy. There's no membership fees. There's no monthly auto ship. There's no cost at all, to be honest. If you think about it, all you're doing is exchanging fiat money for crypto and then holding that crypto in your own wallet, which you can withdraw at any time, and you're earning every day. There's no contract, so you can withdraw anytime. You earn passively without sponsoring. Obviously, there is a massive benefit to sponsoring people, but you don't have to. That's the key. Cloud Token generates revenue from arbitrage and trading. So all the profit that you are receiving is generated and completely sustainable for as long as you want to carry on holding funds in there. And the token has the potential to go over 10 times more in the next 12 months. So I just want to give you a possible future value, a hypothetical accumulation of accumulating CTOs and how they would increase over the next, say, 12 months. Let's say in 12 months you've accumulated 50,000 CTOs. That is quite achievable for anybody, even on a part-time basis. They launched at 30 cents. Current price, work it out now. But let's say they increased to, let's say, $3 in 12 months' time. That's 10 times growth. That would give you 150,000 USD. Now, let's say they went to $5 for each CTO. That's 250,000 USD. I'm not going to even show you another slide. The figures just get crazy. But if you compared this to the company I mentioned about that literally didn't have anything in place like this company, so it's really ridiculous comparing it. But their token went from 40 cents to $120. Now, I don't care whether this took twice as long as that. If it gets to anything like, $10, $20, happy days for everybody. So that's the presentation. Please get back to the person that introduced you tonight. And I'm going to stop sharing now. And if anybody has any questions, I can see Luigi's on. I'm also going to put my video on. Good evening, Luigi. Is he there? I did hear him going to the call, to a phone, so we'll give him 5 minutes. But it is a questions and answers call, so if anybody has got any questions, please, you're welcome to unmute yourself and fire away with any questions.
After my Zoom.
Are you there, Luigi?
I'll call you right after, Justin, okay? Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Luigi. Good to have you on the call.
Listen, you're an awesome presenter. I love your content. Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's call, and thanks for having me on. I'm honored. I've been watching Duncan and Tim for a couple of weeks doing their own calls. I've never been on it yet, but I've been hearing some good comments on it. So I said I have to come put my nose in here somewhere. Listen, I'll give a couple of updates what I know from Ronald and Matt, because that's what we all want to learn a little bit. So, but just before sharing those updates, which are very positive and very good, I'll share you the ups and downs of everything that's happening, okay, with complete transparency. And that's what we want. We want to know the exact truth about anything. And that's the only way that I work. It's the only way that Jen Curtis works, who's online with me, my good buddy for many years. We ended up working together in cloud. I talked to him a couple of months ago. He didn't want to listen, and I ended up seeing him in my downline, but it's okay. He joined under somebody else, and he's under our team. So that all is a blessing. It's all good. Listen, just before I get into these amazing updates, which are very good for us, I want to share the Zoom calls, what we're doing right now. I'm doing Zoom calls 4 times a week alone, and I have 20, 30, 40 people on my calls. I have Faith Queen. She's doing calls also 4 times a week, and she has 20, 30, 40 people on her calls. I see that Duncan is doing 4 calls a week, and he has 20, 30, 40 people on his calls. So it's like we're diluting the product where everybody's doing their own calls, and everybody has a little bit of people. So I spoke to Faith to start off, and I said, can we please work together? Meaning that instead of me doing 4 calls, you're doing 4 calls. Can we maybe do 4 calls together? And why? I told her because I don't like to do 4 calls a week, just myself as presenting, because when you're presenting a Zoom call, to be always on the same intensity. Like right now, I'm coming on this call, I'm super excited, I'm enthusiastic, I'm passionate, and it shows, people feel it. Well, when you're doing 4 calls, you kind of lose that little edge, it's too much just for one person alone. So she loved the idea, and this way, me and Faith, it's going to be nice because I'll be presenting 1 call, she'll present 1 call, Arlicia's presenting 1 call, and I also have a call for Asia that I have a big superstar in Asia. He's presenting the call for Asia. Okay, that makes sense. So then I think of Duncan. I said, why doesn't he join us in this big plan to bring Cloud Token to the next level? I said, Duncan, want to join us? And he liked the idea. So what we sat down, we trying to look at the hours, what time would be good for everything. So this is the plan, everybody, okay? We'll be all working together, and Duncan will be presenting 1, I'm presenting 1. We're doing 5 calls a week. So the 5 presenters are once Luigi, once Faith, once Mike in Asia, once Duncan, and once Arlicia. So we have 5 presenters. Now, does it mean that we're the only presenters? No. It means that every time we present, there's always supposed to be a second person who comes on the call to help us, right? We're supposed to be 2 on every call. Another thing that would be nice too is on every call that we always have testimonials. That's what's exciting about a Zoom call. You invite people to the call, they hear about the opportunity. First of all, it has to be 20 minutes, not more. Now, this is something that we'll have a little meeting between all of us. A presentation should be 20 minutes or not more, because when you bring somebody who's new to the call, after 15 minutes, you lose them. It's just the way it is. It's the brain works like that. You can hold somebody for 15, 20 minutes. After 15, 20 minutes, you just lose them. It doesn't do you better good. So we're going to do something. Well, I'm going to take Duncan's presentation, which is pretty much what we did at the beginning. He just added some things. I'm going to take Faith. I'm going to take mine. I'm going to give it to my guy who put this power presentation to start off with. And we'll make a nice combination of everything, the most important points. We'll also add some of the new things that will be coming in the near future that we know that are certain, to have something new to say. And we'll try to keep it within 20 minutes of presentation. After the presentation, 20 minutes, guess what? That's when we should always come on with 2 or 3 testimonials. Like testimonial can be anything. It can be somebody coming online saying, hey, wow, man, I just quit my job because of Cloud Token after 3 months. Yay! Or it can be somebody else who comes on and says, hey, I just finally bought my new car. Hey! It can be somebody who comes on and says, hey, I finally took my wife to this beautiful island because of Cloud Token. Thank you. Wow. Hey, it can be this African guy who's doing $20 a day. Now listen, don't laugh. He's making $20 a day, right? Well, $20 a day for him in Africa is like $200, $300 a day for you. Well, you know what? If he comes on and he's all excited about making $20 a day, yay! So I really want this to be something where we can all invite our guests, where the guests come to the call, they see an awesome presentation, 20 minutes. They also hear from different people. They hear from Duncan, they hear from Tim, they hear from Luigi, they hear from Faith, they hear from Mike. They hear from Arlicia. It's nice. When you invite people to a call, remember that maybe somebody hears me talk and they fall in love with me right away. Maybe they'll hear Duncan call and they don't like me, but they like Duncan. Maybe they don't like me and Duncan, they might like Faith. That's what it's all about. By having different people on the calls, you're giving ourselves a better chance to accumulate, because at the end of the day, if somebody likes Faith better than me and Duncan, who cares? As long as they sign up under us, that's all we want, right? So it makes a lot of sense to combine our energy, our forces, to do just calls together. So what does it mean? Result is instead of having 20, 30, 40 people on each call, we'll have 50, 60, 100 and more on every call. What does that do? Well, hey, when you have 100 people on a call, it's a lot more exciting, trust me. It just does something, it's magical. Now, once that all done, I prepared a little list, and the list is here in the Power Team. Just to show you where it is, I'll just share my screen. Can you let me share screen, please, Duncan?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. Just while we're just before I share, Stefan just asked a question. Before Cloud Token, was this the same company as Plus Token? No, I didn't want to mention the name, but
I will talk about that. Don't worry. I'll answer any questions also right away after, and I have an answer for that one too.
Great. Just let me find you, and I shall make you host. 1 second.
No problem. So it'll be a lot more fun. It'll be very beneficial for all of us. It'll bring this thing to the next level. And I think that our calls, another thing that we'll do about our Zoom calls, listen carefully. I used to record all the Zoom calls, okay? And so it means that people, they didn't have to come to the call because they could watch the recording. Well, no more recording. This way, you have to come to the call if you want to see the excitement of what we're doing on our calls. No more recordings. What we'll do is we'll do one recording, professional recording of a webinar. It'll be done, edited, done professionally by one of the best speakers that we have. We'll make one general recording that everybody can use as a webinar that we can share to guests. So we'll have one recording webinar, but all the other calls, it's going to be live. If you want to see it, you have to come live. Well, guess what? We're going to have 2 calls for the USA. So if somebody can't come on Tuesday, they can come on Thursday. We'll have 2 calls for the UK. If you can't come on Sunday, you can come on Monday. And we'll have 1 call for Asia, because remember that the UK is not the same time zone as Canada and Asia. So we need to have three different time zones to be able to do calls for 8, 9 at night for the countries. So I'll show you exact schedule where you can find it. And after that, we'll get into the questions, everybody, and my updates too. So did you succeed in sharing? Yes, you did. Okay. So just go to the Power Team. And in the Power Team, let me just log in here. Everybody knows that in the Power Team, I hope you do, if you go to, like this Power Team, please, is a prospecting group. It's open to everybody. If I were you, I would not add new people to this group until they actually put their app on their phone and put in your referral code. Because what can happen is this. I cannot control it. We're 10,000 people here. It's a big group. So 10,000 people, and you have people from other teams in this group. It's like people from other teams, they all want to be in the Power Team because their upline is not doing anything as cool as us. So now, we don't care. It's okay. We're a big community. You know, the more we are, the merrier. But one thing I will tell everybody is this. Do not add prospects to this group if you have not yet put them on the app and their referral code. Now, even if they don't fund their account, you can still log in, upload your app and put it in, because it's free to do that. Now, by doing that, you know what happens is this. Let's say you add a prospect in the group. He already has your app and he has your number. Now he listens to the call. He watches this cool thing. He looks at the post. He gets all excited in a week or two, and he decides to fund his account, but you're not there. Well, who cares? He has your app and you're already logged in with your number, okay? So this is just to make it safe so nobody gets screwed, okay? So nobody gets anybody swiped up, because you have some sharks in this group that I cannot control 100%. So my way of controlling it is making everybody aware of the dangers. And the danger is this. This group is beautiful. Everybody should be in it for the excitement, for the energy, and everything that we can share in it. But please, before adding somebody there, make sure that they uploaded the app on their phone. They put in your referral code. Whether they fund their account or not, it's okay. It doesn't matter. But at least they're logged in with your number. Number 1. Now, as you all know, I have 2 Facebook groups. This group is wide open. I also have another group, which is called the Mastermind group, which I just want to go get in a second, just so you can understand the difference of both. You want to be in the Mastermind group also. Why? Because in the Mastermind group, it's just my team. It's people starting from me. And in that group, I'm going to start giving away CTOs. I'm going to think of a whole bunch. Listen, with the number of CTOs I'm making every day, I'm not somebody who's very stingy, and I like giving things. So that's how I am. I mean, some people are not like that. I'm like that. So I'm going to find ways of giving away CTOs to our teams. It can be rewards. It can be a contest. We'll do some contests. We'll do some exciting things for the team. And every week, I'm going to put a new giveaway. So we'll find every week we'll have something different where I'm giving away CTOs to somebody on our team. Now, how do you get in the Cloud Token Mastermind team? It's called CT Power Team Mastermind. The only way you can get in here is not by asking to join. See these 8 people right here? I'm going to go there and I'm going to eliminate them right away. Decline, 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 decline. I'm not accepting anybody, and nobody accepts anybody. Why? I'll explain you why. Because this team is only for my team. People are in my downline, and I'm giving CTOs just to people in my downline. So the only way that I can make sure that they're in my downline is if each person adds people themselves. So if you're my direct, you reach out to me and you say, Luigi, I want to be in that group. So what I do is I go to here where it says invite members. I invite you. Once I send an invitation to your name here, you'll receive a little notification right here at the very top. In this notification, you'll see Luigi invited you to this group. So you just click on it and accept to be in the group. Now, if you're my direct, reach out to me. I will invite you. Then you do the same thing with your people. Now, when I say you're direct, I mean people who have funded their accounts. This group is just for funded members. We're not giving CTOs away to people that have a free account. We're not giving CTOs away to people that are not in our downline. So make sure that everybody is added to this group for this kind of cool thing that'll, I think will be pretty nice that when people on our team start seeing these giveaways every week. Okay, now let's go back to the Power Team and we'll get into the questions. The Power Team, if you go to the Files section right here on the left side, you'll see that there's a lot of work there, and I'm going to be doing a lot more. Like here, example, how to do videos. I created a document, and all the videos are on my Vimeo channel. The Vimeo channel that I created is a team channel. There's no links. Also, nobody can comment on the video. So when you go to Vimeo, you'll see that you can't comment on the video. You can't say, hey, Luigi, reach out to me. So I don't know who's watching it, and I don't want to know. What I do know is this. If you want to put it on your channel, go ahead. But for the people that are less savvy, I created a channel where it's going to be safe. I'm not going to steal anybody from anybody, and nobody's going to lose anybody because of these videos. They're generic, there's no links, and nobody can message nobody. Now, here, how to do videos. I created 2 videos here, wallet setup, funding your wallet, activation of Jarvis. I also created how to convert CTOs to Ethereum and withdraw, how to take out your project, your initial deposit. I mean, how to transfer CTOs between members. Now I have a whole bunch of other videos that I have to do. I have them all here. I have about 10 others, how to do this, how to do that. So they'll all be there, okay? The other thing that I also created is a document called videos to share with your prospects. Now, these are all the best videos that I'm trying to clean them up. I'm going to clean up all the last ones here. I'll just keep the top ones, videos you can share with your prospects. I have here on TCP capture pages. I know that James also does Power Leads. So what James can do is he can create a little document, and I'll put it here with his share codes if he wants to share the Power Leads codes. So that would be okay. When I do my TCP share codes in the group, I don't tell them to take TCP. I tell them, first of all, to get back to the person if they have TCP, or else if they have, ask their sponsor if they're using something else. So in case of James, he's using Power Leads. So get back to James and do it with him instead. So a lot of work here in this group, okay? And finally, in this group, what's cool is this. If you go to webinar recordings, this is going to go away. I'm not going to record them anyway. Here you can go to Zoom webinars. In Zoom webinars, these are all the calls that we're going to do weekly. The only thing that I want to know from Duncan right now is one little question. Wait a second here. Okay, wait a second. All right. For some reason, it's freaking out on me. I think I had to refresh it, but here, let me just see if it works now. One more time, take 2, Power Team, Files. In Files, you go to a document called Webinars, Zoom Webinars. Now, will it open? Yes, it's opening. Yes, it is. Okay, Zoom Webinars. There's only one link for all the webinars. Now, I know that there's a format where you can see everybody. Okay, yes. I have the professional format where we'll discuss it among our leaders, what we want to do there. I have the format where I pay extra to have a real Zoom webinar where you can have up to 10,000 members. There's no time limit on my calls. And also where you can decide who you bring on the panel. So, you know, like everybody's on the side, everybody can chat among themselves. But if you're coming on the call, like on the panel as a testimonial, well, we'll bring you all on the panel. So this way we don't have just anybody there. And sometimes you get this guy who just comes on and says something stupid and ruins the night for everybody. So we don't want that, which already happened on 1 or 2 of our calls. Because when it starts getting bigger, you'll see you'll always have an idiot that'll come on and ask a stupid question. And you know, you have new guests there. You don't want to hear somebody say something stupid. So that's why you decide who you bring on the panel, okay? I think that is the best way about going about it. Now, here are the calls that we have. Duncan is adding the call on Sundays, which is right now. The call that you're doing now, I added it to our list. Duncan, the one that you're doing at 10 a.m. in the morning, do we really need that one? Because we already have one on Mondays for 8 o'clock UK time. And now we have another one on We have another one at 10 o'clock well, it's actually going to be at 9, by the way. We're going to change the call that you're having today. We'll put it at 9 o'clock UK time on Sundays. Why? Because the UK at 9, it's 10 o'clock in Central Europe. So since this call is for the UK, for Europe, it's also for Africa, because in Africa, it's the same time zone as Central Europe. And it's also good for the Middle East, because in the Middle East, it's also the same time zone. So we should put the call on Sundays at 9 o'clock UK time. So it'll also be good at 10 o'clock for the Europe and the other countries, all right? As for that, I also have a call on Mondays for the UK. Same thing, the UK at 8 o'clock at night and Europe at 9 o'clock. So we have 2 calls for the UK, Duncan, one on Monday and one on Sunday. Then we also have 2 calls for America. America, we have Tuesday and Thursday nights at 9 o'clock at night, Eastern Standard Time. Remember that in America, there's 3 time zones. You have Eastern Standard Time, Mountain Time, Central Time, and Pacific Time. So when you're talking to somebody in America, you have to ask them, what time zone are you in? So depending on the time zone, you can find out what time it's for them. So what I did here is just a reference. So Tuesday and Thursdays at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is New York time, we have calls at night, which is perfect, 8, 9 at night. That's what we're trying to do calls at 8 or 9 at night. But in America, they can also come in on Mondays at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Why? Because the call that we're doing for the UK at 8 o'clock, well, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon for us here. So in America, you have all these times that they can log in. Wednesday at 9 a.m. in the morning, Monday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or Tuesday and Thursdays at 9 o'clock at night. Perfect. Next, the UK, you have Monday and Sundays at 8 o'clock for the UK at night. You have Central Europe at 9 o'clock. You have South Africa at 9 o'clock, and you have Egypt at 9 o'clock at night. But you can also come on Wednesdays. The UK is going to be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon for the UK. You have Central Europe at 3 in the afternoon. Same thing for South Africa and Egypt. Finally, we have a call for Asia. If you have contacts in Asia, well, you can invite them Wednesdays at 9 o'clock at night. 21 hours is 9 o'clock. And you can also invite them Wednesday and Fridays at 9 a.m. in the morning, because they're 12 hours difference so when I'm doing a call at 9 at night, for them it's 9 a.m. in the morning. So I just put it all in there. Finally, we have just one call for India that makes sense. It's Wednesdays at 6:30 at night for them in India. And in Australia, it was a little bit harder. Well, they'll take what we have left. Wednesdays at 11 o'clock at night, or we also have Wednesdays and Friday at 11 a.m. in the morning, so just before noon. So pretty much covers everywhere. We have 5 calls during the week, 5 established calls. That, of course, with these 5 calls, there's different time zones that can actually watch more than one call, which is cool. And if you can either use this link, which is the same for all the calls, which makes it simple. So we're all working. We can have just one link to share to everybody, makes it super easy. And if somebody doesn't have a link for the computer, well, they can use the phone. They also have international numbers here. I put it all here. So this document is there. And right now, Duncan, I just want you to know, is that enough, the 2 calls for the UK, or you still want to keep your one that you were doing in the morning?
No, that's fine, Luigi. I mean,
think so,
obviously, if anybody wants any other calls, I'm quite willing to do any at any of the times.
Okay, so basically, I mean, you're open to do calls on demand also. So this way, we have, it's pretty nice that we have 2 calls for the UK, 2 calls for America, and 1 call for Asia, all right? With different presenters, and we'll make this happen in a more magical way. Like, we'll work together. We'll be excited. There'll be more people on the calls, and I like this. I really think that it's a team effort, and I think that it'll be a better energy and vibrations for everybody. All right, let's get done now. Let's get into calls and updates. Updates, just before I get into the questions, is this. I spoke to Ronald yesterday and to Matt also. 2 days ago, there was a surge of demands. You know, like when Ethereum went down, like drastically, it really went down like 10%. Well, what do you think everybody did in cloud? Yes, everybody started converting CTOs to Ethereum. Why? Because everybody wants to buy Ethereum. It makes sense, you know? I mean, even if you're not smart, I mean, you understand that if Ethereum goes down 10%, instead of holding on to cloud, because cloud is not moving yet, it's stable, it's at 48 cents. When we started 3 months ago, cloud was at 30 cents, perfect. From 30 cents, it went up to 48 cents, 63% increase, which is actually very good, because when you look at anything online or in the world, gold, stocks, bonds, whatever you're looking at in investing, 63% increase is actually a very good return. Just like Bitcoin, since the beginning of the year, we're at over 150% increase. Bitcoin is the one that has the biggest return since the beginning of the year. Over stock, bonds, and trading, and whatever you want. It's crypto. So cloud had a big surge of people asking to convert, and that created a little problem in the knobs and the system. It got clogged up, and right now they're fixing it, and it's going to be updated. So basically, people that are converting CTOs to Ethereum, 3/4 of the people, like I had one for my brother and one for my mother. One went through and one did not, okay? So just like this morning, I have somebody who was waiting for 24 hours, just sent me a message, it worked, Luigi. So they're catching up, okay? Something's wrong, don't worry. They're catching up and they're paying out. We just received other payouts today. So there's nothing wrong with the payouts. It's just a question of technology that's going to be fixed. Right now, Ronald is in Poland, as we all see, first official event in Europe. And he's pretty much the mastermind behind cloud. So we have to wait for him to get back and just to fix things, and he's getting back today or tomorrow morning. So everything will be fine on that point. There's a lot of money in cloud. I'm not worried about it. When I look at my business volume, because I can see the volume of everybody in my network, well, at a certain point I was at, I don't like to say it because I don't want to brag, but since we're all friends here, I was at $20 million, okay, business volume. Imagine $20 million in my network. It's more than I can even imagine, okay? So thank you everybody who's been working very hard on the team. It's not because of me alone, trust me. It's because of all the great leaders that we have. But what I want to share is this. We were at $20 million, and when Bitcoin was at 13,000, I was at 20 million. Then Bitcoins from 13,000, 12,000, it went down to 9,000, right? 9,005, 10,000. So you know what that means? We're talking about 20, 25% crypto base. That's a lot, 25%. Well, guess how it works? I hope you understand it. We're paid on the volume of everybody in our network. So if Bitcoin goes down 20 to 25%, it means that everybody in your network is making less clouds, because if they had $1,000 and your $1,000 is worth 800, well, they're earning cloud tokens on 800 instead of 1,000. So it's normal that it brings the volume down. Well, what I wanted to share is this. After it went down, I saw my volume go down 20%. So instead of 20 million, it went to 18 million. And from 18 or 17 million, I just saw that 3 days ago, it went back to 20 million. So what does that mean? It means that it's growing. Cloud token is growing. So even though it went down 20, 30%, it went back to where it was because the network is growing. So it's very lucrative, and we're at the right place, okay? What we need is this in cloud token. And that's what I've been speaking to Ronald for the last 3 days. As most of you know, I'm pretty close to Ronald. I really can speak to him when I want. I can have him on Zoom calls when I want. We're going to be having him on the Power Team this week. As soon as he gets back from Poland, we're going live in the Power Team, and we'll be doing a live broadcast for everybody, and we'll answer questions also. I'll announce the time that he's going to be there. And I wanted to know just this. I asked him if we could have a committee, you know, among leaders once a week with Ronald, and just to have a better communication between what's happening at the top and for us leaders to share to the field. That's the only thing lacking a little bit in cloud, and that's not his fault. It's because I think that Ronald is trying to do things a little bit too much all by himself, and he doesn't understand the implication of being all by yourself. You need to have some kind of reference to your top guys in the company, and he accepted, and we're going to be starting that next week. So that's a big plus, to be able to sit down with Ronald once a week with other leaders, communicate what's the issues, the problems that we're having, how can we fix them, and that will be a big help for all of us. Number two, everything's being fixed. The final message yesterday, withdrawals are happening. For people that are backlogged, they're catching up. It'll be all okay in a day or two. They're updating the servers and nodes and everything. So not to worry about that. Second issue, cloud token was at 30 cents. It went to 48 cents, which is a great increase. But what we want is this. We want it to go up higher, because if cloud token remains at 48 cents, what happens? Well, it's easy to understand what happens. I mean, people will just take it out, recompound it, number one. Number two, people will take it out and buy Bitcoins. Number three, people will take it out and invest it in other opportunities, whatever opportunities out there. So, I mean, we're not stupid. We can see it. And so does Ronald know that. So we have to bring the price of cloud higher. But cloud is the real deal. That's what we need to understand here. He's not pumping the price. And he's not going to bring it up just to make us happy. That's what Ronald and Matt told me yesterday. He says, listen, guys, I'm not bringing the price up just to make anybody happy. You guys want a real deal? That's the real price right now. We can't bring it up more than 48 cents. Why? Well, because there's as much money coming in as going out, right? Now, remember that in cloud token, if everybody was to take out their money right now, everybody wants to take out their money. Well, yes, what they need to do is take out all their money also in the trading, because all the money that's in cloud are in two pots. They're in the reserve, but they're also in the trading, right? Makes sense, eh? So but that's not what we want to do. We know where we're going with cloud. And what we want to do and know is this. The projects that you've been sharing with us, Ronald, for the last 3 months, which is the travel portal, which is the merchant program, the credit card, all these things. When is that happening exactly? That was important for me yesterday. So the conclusion of this beautiful story is it's happening all for October 5. The launch is very close. In 1 month from now, October 5, it's going to be a celebration event. That's when he's keeping all these goodies for us to finally, and that's why he calls it a celebration event. That's when Cloud Token, the ecosystem, comes to life. Because as long as we just have Jarvis, which is what we're using right now to trade, where he's showing us the results, one thing we can give to Ronald and not to give, okay? I hope you all realize that. You look at Ronald on his Facebook. I hope you guys are following on his Facebook. He's always there in our face. He's always updating us. And he's always giving us things like whether it's cloud or not relevant with cloud. I find he's always trying to help the people that are following him. I love his transparency. I've never seen other companies, and I think you'll agree, James, where you see the CTO or CEO actually always updating you. I mean, please, usually you have to run after them. You don't know where they are. They don't answer you questions. This guy's there, man. He's answering all the questions right away. He's in your face. When something happens, he comes on Facebook and he says, listen, everybody, there's a small issue there. We're going to do this. Like, wow, okay. So it's a blessing. Even though he even talks too much sometimes, I find that he should sometimes talk a little bit less, in my opinion. But you have the choice. Somebody that talks too much or somebody that doesn't talk at all. I'll take the guy that talks too much, right? So now, conclusion of all this is Cloud Token, October 5, the merchant program is coming to life. Cloud Token, September 15, before the launch, we're also going to see the travel portal come to life before the live event, because we asked him if we could have something before the launch, just kind of something to kind of roll on till the launch. Well, that's coming to life. Now, why is this important to all of us? I hope you realize why. Right now, we're all using Jarvis. Jarvis is the software where you're putting $1,000, $2,000, or whatever the amount. You're giving that to Cloud, and Cloud is trading it for us, and they're paying us a return between 6 to 12%. It's more like 6, 7%. It's not 12. It's 6 or 7% a month. But remember that we're making 6, 7% a month, yes, on our personal deposits. But for those who are sharing, you're also getting some crazy returns, by sharing it, as Duncan shared, 100% matching bonus, 50% matching bonus on you, all the way down 21. So in all, if you take the 6% deposit and you take the sharing, it's a total of about 18, 19% payout. So now the question is 18, 19%, can he afford to pay that? Well, I've been seeing the numbers on his trading, and yes, he's making about 20, 21, 22. So that's why the little bit of money he made extra, the value of Cloud Token went from 30 cents to 48 cents. Now, that's not enough. I want to see it go up faster. But to go up faster, he needs other income streams, meaning that for all the people that are naysayers out there that give you a hard time, it's a scam, it's a Ponzi. Hey, number one, Plus Token went from 40 cents to $133 in a year, okay? Those who want to know about Plus Token. 40 cents to $133. Now, mathematically, it's impossible. Look at Cloud, okay? Cloud is giving us the right numbers. It went from 30 cents to 48 cents, and if it continues like this, at the end of the year, we'll be at $2. So is it normal that Plus Token went from 40 cents to $133? No. No, what happened with Plus Token is easy. First of all, the CEO, CTO, you couldn't see him. He's not transparent like Ronald. Second of all, they did not have a real office. Cloud Token, by the way, for those who are coming to the live event, October 5, on October 6, we get to see the office. It's being renovated now. All the traders are there. It's a real office. It's not just a little address. No, you can visit this office whenever you want. So we have a real office. We're registered in Australia. Number two, have you ever seen Plus Token have the app on the Apple Store? No. Now, some people that tell you, hey, Cloud is like BitConnect or Cloud is like USI Tech. No. USI Tech, BitConnect did not have the app on the App Store. No. Plus Token neither. All these companies that you're talking about never have the app. Why is it that Cloud Token has the app on the App Store? Well, because you need to be a real company. I'm sorry. They do their back check. They do a little bit of their history check on you. And you better have some good credentials to have your app on the App Store. Number one. So number one is the app. Number two for Plus Token is the fact that it went from 40 cents to $133. Now, what does that do? I'll tell you what it does. It's easy. You start getting people excited. The price goes up. They start putting more money in. They share with other people. Everybody runs in. Oh, wow, we're making money. So now that's pretty cool, right? So what happens is 3 months, you see companies, they close after 3 months. Some of them close after 6 months. Some of them close after 1 year. Why? Well, it depends at what point the threshold changes. Example, as long as more money is coming in, even if the price is going up, as long as more money is coming in than what's being paid out, they'll stay open. Don't worry. They'll stay 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, but they never make it after a year. Now, as long as money is going up, they'll stay there. At a certain point, guess what happens? Like in Plus Token, when it hit $100, because I remember when we opened up Cloud, it was at $70. Then we were looking at Plus Token. We opened up Cloud. We're blowing it up. And all of a sudden, we see Plus Token start going from $70, $80, $90. How the freak is that going up so fast? Well, they were trying to keep people excited on the hype, on the lie, extend the lie as much as they could so that people would keep on pumping money in it, okay? Well, it kind of backfired on them because when it hit $100, well, you had a lot of people in Plus Token that said, oh my God, $100 each Plus Token. They started cashing out. Well, guess what happened? More money was going out than going in. Well, guess what happened? Bye-bye. They left with all their money. So that's what Plus Token is, okay? It was a Ponzi. It was a money game like WOE Token, like SFCI, like many other things. And like, I think about 90% of the deals online are all, yeah, that's what 90% of the crypto deals are online, because you know that crypto is probably the most lucrative way that you can make money in the shortest period of time. So since it's the most lucrative way, guess what? That's all the Ponzi heads, all the scammers and all the people that want to steal our money. They're there too, because they want to make money fast. So that's where you have to be careful of what you're going to do. You know, there's a couple of good companies out there. You really have to be careful. It's just not easy. Now, is Cloud Token 100%? Like, can I promise Cloud Token 100%? Of course not. What can we promise? The only thing I can say is what I know, what I've seen, what I feel. And that's what everybody should be doing. Just be honest about what we're doing here. I know. Who is Ronald Dai? Duncan shared a little bit about him. Well, I've seen him 3 times in person. I met him 12th of May in Bangkok for the official launch. And we sat down with him with a whole bunch of leaders and we said, all right, how much are you paying us? What is the total of the payout, your personal deposit, plus the team? What does it come out to? So then we found out there was about 18, 19%. How much are you making? Well, then he showed us the live trades on the app. Well, then we saw the live trades on the app. We said, yeah, but that doesn't tell me nothing. I mean, anybody can put a screenshot there. How do I verify that? So then he showed us how to go to the app, click on it, and go verify on Binance if it matches. So yes, they're really trading, okay, our money. Now, I sat down with him. We asked him a whole bunch of questions, and he came out real, genuine, and transparent without looking for his words, and he sold us. We were already sold, but he sold us. The second time I met him was at the leadership call. And again, I flew there with a bunch of leaders, and we sat down with him, and we asked him some new questions because this thing was evolving. And again, he answered us with transparency, without hesitation, and he came out genuine. So then you say to yourself, he sold me a second time, not only me, but everybody there. So then we think, either this guy's really good, he's a freaking good scammer, or we're dumb, okay? So the third time I met him was about 2 weeks ago at the live event in Singapore. Then again, we sat down with Ronald and we asked him all these hard questions. Where are we going? What is the plan? Do we really have a product in backup Cloud Token? What's the vision? And all these very important questions that are very relevant for all of us. And again, he sold us a third time. Well, you know what? To be dumb 3 times, you have to really be dumb. Do I really look that dumb? So now, I mean, is Ronald that good to scam us 3 times in a row? No. So maybe this is real. You know, that's all I can tell you. You know, the way I'm getting it is this is a real deal. I think that Ronald is really trying to create an ecosystem that's based on, first of all, he has to find an ecosystem. What's the ecosystem? Well, he's talking about having a travel portal, right? Where we can spend CTOs to book flights, cruises, hotels, car rentals, all this. We can actually do it through Cloud, and the money that we'll be making there is going added revenue for Cloud. More revenue that comes into Cloud, the more that the value of our Cloud Token goes up, right? And the more that the value goes up, guess what? The more that people will hold on to it. Because when they start seeing it go up, you'll see people will start holding on to it. And then it's going to go viral. Now, what else is, well, how about the merchant program? You know, instead of buying things online through eBay, why don't we buy through Cloud? Well, at least we're giving money to Cloud, to the ecosystem. So more money in Cloud, and more money added to the value. How about the credit card, the debit cards? Now, does everybody get it? No. It's going to be C4, C3, C2s, and maybe C1s soon, not right away. Why? Because they made a deal with MasterCard, and to be able to give a card to each member, they have to preload it with 13,000 CTOs. Now, C0s, that start, not everybody has 13,000 CTOs. So that's why not everybody can have that card. It's not because they don't want to give it. It's just the functionality and the basics of the deal that we did with MasterCard, okay? Number 3, but all these fees are going to be added to the reserve funds. there's other things also coming. You also heard the SIM card that they were talking about. I mean, at the polling event, McQuire, he was talking about, he said, this is crazy. It's revolutionary. Well, I can't wait to see exactly what it is so I can share a little bit more about it. And supposedly we have something very good, but you know, he's technology. Eh? Have you ever been in opportunities where you start with the people that are in sales? Like I've been in some of those deals where you have this guy has a great idea. He's a salesman, he's a marketer. And then that we all join him and we start pumping this thing, you know, 2, 3, 4 months. And at the end, 3, 4 months after, they tell us, oh, sorry, it didn't work because they had to build a motor, right? How many times did that happen to us? A couple of times, eh? Well, here, instead of being the guy in front with the idea, it's the motor that we have, which is Ronald, the technology. We start with the motor, so we have it already, the product, and now we're just kind of going to the sales and the marketing about it. So I like this side of it better than the other side. And to end all this beautiful story is the different applications that we're going to have. Right now, we have Jarvis. Jarvis is what we're using. Now, Jarvis is good for the moment, but it's not sustainable forever. When this thing starts to grow, you can only trade so much with a software. I don't care who you are, if your name is Ronald or even Mr. Trump. You can only do so much with one app and as this grows. So what he needs other platforms. He needs other things. And so that's why he's talking about Friday. Friday is another platform where he's taking all the people that have a lot of money in Jarvis and he's kicking them out. So they have to do it on Friday. Now, that's good for me and you because, as you know, the whales, you know, whale, we're not talking about big fish here. We're talking a whale is somebody that has a lot of money in trading. Well, this whale, what they do, they manipulate the market. And since we don't have that kind of money, we always get screwed, eh? You know, the big fish eats the small fish. So Ronald, since he's a team player and he understands that, and he always said that he did not create cloud to make the rich richer, but he created cloud to share wealth. So he said, we might as well find a way of getting these big whales, get him out of Jarvis. First of all, it takes the load off of Jarvis, so we can actually keep on working a little bit longer with Jarvis. It keeps the stability because there's no playing around with money. And these guys on the other side, what happens is we're going to be trading with another software called Friday. We go to their platform, so they get to keep their platform. They have control of their crypto. Hey, it's not the same thing as us. Say, we're giving $1,000, $2,000, whatever the amount. The cloud, and they're trading it for us. Okay, yes, but the guy who's putting $5 million in it or more, he doesn't want to give money to nobody. You go on his software, on his platform, and you trade for him on his, you know, what his IP, whatever. And 20% of the money made with these big whales, 20% is going to be added to the reserve funds for us to benefit to bring cloud higher. We also have another project that's going to be introduced probably, I think, for the 5th of October. This is all coming for this event. It's called Rogue. Rogue is going to be for the smaller investors. So we have Jarvis for, like we're doing now. We're going to have Rogue for the high end, and we'll have, Friday for the high end, and we're going to have Rogue for the smaller end, like $10, $15. Third world countries. Doesn't matter. The more volume, the more money we make, the more that the value goes up. So in a nutshell, that's what's happening with cloud. And all I can say is I'm super excited about the 5th of October because this is when I see if this dream is real or not. Like, meaning, I love what I'm seeing so far. I love the transparency. Yes, are there some glitches? Yes. Is it perfect? No. You know what? When you create a wallet like this, do you really think they have a blueprint? You know, like, hey, you can't just go to Walmart and buy a blueprint. How do you create this wallet? They have no idea. I think they just come into this. They start creating a wallet like he's a technology guy. He's a wizard, Ronald. He has a team, by the way, yes. And they create this. And as they grow and grow, they encounter problems and they fix it as they go along. What I think is on the 5th of October, we are all going to witness the birth of something that's going to be very big, where even the naysayers, even the people that were skeptical, are going to end up joining when they see what's going to happen after. And October 5, even if he delivers only 50% of what he says, I'll still be happy. So what do we do now? We continue sharing it because at the end of the day, the more people you have in your organization, imagine what happens when this actually comes to life with the whole ecosystem. Well, you know, like it's example, you know, when summer you have a whole bunch of flies, you know, a certain season, you have a whole bunch of these flies running all over the place. Well, that's what's going to happen after October 5. You're going to have a whole bunch of people running all over the place. So you have to be like fish. You have to grab as many flies as you can, eh? So you want to have as many people as you can on your team. Hey, anybody have any questions here, my friends?
I've answered a couple of questions on the chat, but if anybody wants to ask a question, please unmute yourself and fire away. Gary's got his hand up. Gary, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, loud and clear.
Hi, Luigi. Pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure's mine, Gary. Where are you from?
I'm in Maryland in the United States.
U.S.
Just outside of D.C. Yep. So here's what I'm wondering. We're all involved with Jarvis. We love it. And you mentioned that there are limits. It can't go on forever. We can't keep adding billions and billions to it. So how's that going to work a year from now? Those of us who've been receiving our, all of our rewards based on the Jarvis platform, what's going to happen when that either maxes out, or is there going to be a cutoff point, or what do you think? Or do you have any knowledge of what's going to happen with that in the future?
Yeah, I have exact knowledge. So what they're going to do is when they reach that maximum point, you won't be able to add anybody new. So basically when somebody drops out, when people take out their deposit because they want to exit, well, the only thing that'll happen after is when somebody exits, somebody you can take his place.
Nice. So those of us who are lucky enough to be involved with it now, we're locked in as long as we stay involved.
You can keep it for the rest of your life. It's just at a certain point, there'll be a cutting point, yes. And the only way you can get into Jarvis is
makes sense.
You'll go on a list. But what I think is that, so that I know, but what I think is that at that point, they'll have another software to continue for, this is not stopping when it reaches that point. It's impossible.
Sure. Right. Great.
So what's going to happen is you're going to open up your app. When you go to projects, you'll see Jarvis, you'll see Friday, you'll see Row, you'll see maybe something else. So you'll be able to choose among the projects.
Very good. Excellent. Great program. Love it.
Thank you.
I look forward to meeting you one day in person.
Well, we're hoping to do something in the States, but in the States, it's always touchy a bit. You wonder, do you really want to go do something mainstream right away in the States? Because you know how the States are, right? They're,
oh, yeah. Right.
They get on fire fast. And so we're debating because I could have a live event in the States. I could fill it up. I could have one in Canada. So I'm trying to think right now that I might have one in Canada instead of the States. So I was hoping to do one in Canada, like near the border, where people in the States can come. Plus, you understand that people that are coming from other countries, it's easier to get into Canada than the USA.
You need to come to the UK. You need to come to the UK.
Yeah.
Luigi, you need to come to the UK.
I will, but only they had one in the UK lately, eh, James? You saw that?
We got the NIA. We can fill it up with 10,000 people easy. 15, 20,000.
Listen, if that's the case, okay, we'll organize, because I know that they had one in the UK. You saw that they had one in the UK lately.
Yeah.
So we could maybe organize one in the near future, or we organize it, and we'll do something in the UK. Yes, James. You know what? I want to go there anyway, so why not do one in the UK?
Yeah, and we can meet each other.
Anybody else? Now's your chance. If you want to ask a question, fire away.
What about Wales? What about Wales? You're talking USA, you're talking Canada.
We won't be able to get you because of the snow.
Wales.
I thought that was the UK.
You'll be snowed under.
Okay, well, Luigi, I really appreciate you coming on tonight and giving us an update. Fantastic. I know it was a long call, but well worth hearing, and I'm sure it's given a lot of people more confidence in what's going on. Not that we need any more confidence. I'm on cloud 9. But really appreciate you reaching out and organising a kind of cleaner call list, basically, so that we have calls regularly, and then we're all sharing as well.
It'll make your life, my life, a lot easier, Duncan, because listen, for example, you're doing a call on Sunday, so you're going to be there. But on Monday you're busy. Well, you know what? You know that the call is still happening, and your team can still invite people there. So it just makes our life easier, buddy. Yeah,
I understand. Great. Okay. Unless anybody has any more questions, thanks very much, Luigi. If you want to ask a question, unmute yourself, bottom left. Now's your last chance. Otherwise, I'm off for the night. It's late here.
I just have a small announcement. I just wrote a song called Wah Wah. It's basically really good, I think, because I only do really good. And it's really about if you're not going to get into crypto, Wah Wah. It's called Wah Wah.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to it right after on the group chat.
Right on.
By the way, this is for the teams. I think everybody should maybe know this a little bit. You know that crypto goes up and down, eh? So if somebody joins you, you should always tell them to join with $700 or more, even $800 or more. Why? Because if you put 700 and crypto goes down 15, 20%, well, you'll still be over 500. Now, for the average person, that's what we love. We love crypto because it's the excitement of going up and down, right? We love it when it goes up, but we don't like it when it goes down, but that comes with the territory. Now, for the person who wants to come in with $700 or less, trust me, it's not because they don't have any money. It's because maybe they have obligations. There's things happening in their lives. Things happen. So I helped yesterday somebody sign up. We're looking at a situation. He wanted to start with $600 on each account. So what we did is we started with TUSD. Now, TUSD, if you go to your app, there's it's a T, it's a blue, T, letter T, USD. I would advise that you start people under 700 with TUSD. It's a stable coin. So this way it doesn't go up and down. You don't have to worry about them not getting paid on them. You don't have to worry about them not getting paid on their teams. It just makes a lot of sense. The only problem with TUSD is that when somebody wants to start their Jarvis with that, they ask you a 0.001 of Ethereum. So what I had to do with the person yesterday is that I put in $600 of TUSD. We activated the project. Well, then I sent them a little bit of Ethereum so we could actually start it, okay? So it's just a little bit of work, but I mean, that's up to you. You're there helping somebody get started. If they don't have the money to come in with crypto to feel confident, start them on TUSD. And listen, a 0.001 of Ethereum was like $1.50. So I didn't have to send them a lot of Ethereum. It's just to say that it's a little bit of gas that it costs for TUSD. With the other cryptos, we don't have that, but it happens with TUSD. Now, one way that I can do it right now, until we actually have the swap and everything that I'm trying to understand right now what we can and can't do exactly. So those are some of the videos that I want to get up. But in the meantime, what I do is I send my Ethereum or a Bitcoin to Exodus wallet. On Exodus, I can convert between Ethereum and Bitcoin, put it to TUSD, and from there, I just send it back to my Cloud Token wallet in TUSD, and I activate the project. So very simple. So,
nicely done.
All right.
I take it in the future you'll be able to do that with Atomic Swap, yeah?
Yeah, I think in the future we'll be able to do that all within Swap. That would be the idea, which would be the best thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I've just got one last question.
Yes.
Sorry. I've seen on the video that they plan on an exchange. Is that correct? Or have you heard?
Well, I think that eventually we'll have more and more tokens on we'll have more and more coins on our wallet, and we'll be able to swap and change things between one another.
So that automatically means it becomes an exchange as well. Yeah.
Automatically becomes like it's more of an exchange. Yes.
Brother. Yeah. Thanks for coming, Luigi.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, guys. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Good night,
Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Cheers.
Good night. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Duncan. Thanks, Luigi.
Cheers.
Thank
Cheers,
you,
guys.
Luigi.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
See ya.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye, Mr. Wawa.
Bye.
I'm going to go and listen to it right now.
There you go.
But I'm not